Welcome, everyone, the very large crowd of audience that we have here today. Super glad for everyone to be here. I'm Becky Tuttle, and it is my privilege and honor to serve on Wichita City Council representing District 2. This is the City of Wichita District Advisory Board meeting for Wednesday, December 10th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. We have DAB members participating in person and online. And we moved our meeting from Monday to tonight because on Monday, the new mayor, 2 new council members, and I were sworn in for 4 more years of service. So thank you to everyone for their flexibility. Next month, we'll go back to the second Monday of the month. So with that, we have 2 new DAB members tonight. Very excited about that. So we are back up to full capacity of 11-member board. So quorum will not be scary for a while again. But don't not come just because we have every seat filled. But the first thing that we do in District 2 Advisory Board, I know Jim, you've been here several times, so you probably know the drill, but for Stephanie, we all introduce ourselves. And we say what neighborhood or HOA you're representing, and then your favorite thing about Wichita, but you can't repeat what someone else said. So we're gonna start with Chris online. So Chris, welcome.
Thanks. I didn't have my thing I like prepared, but
you can find something.
Yeah. Chris Broderick, near 37th and Woodlawn in the Northbrook neighborhood. And one thing I like about Wichita is the nature center. I'm over there a couple of times a week, typically walking my dog or on the bike trail or going on a run through there. So just a nice place, quiet area.
And thank you for saying that. And just on a fact to where you're friends with, that's one of the few centers such as that in the nation that is a collaboration between a city government, a state government, and a federal government. So yeah, very cool. Awesome. No one said that before, so good on you. All right, Jennifer.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jennifer McDonald, and I represent Dublin Court near 29th and Rock Road. And my favorite thing about Wichita is the name of the snowplows that the city has right now. They are absolutely hilarious. And you can go to this interactive map to see where the snowplows are at in the city. And it's kind of a fun thing to just track right now.
Thank you. And I promise I won't say something about everything, but I did want to say I commented from the bench on Tuesday and praised our exceptional public works team for what they did, and they got ahead of it and got out there and addressed it quickly. And then also the airport. Our airport crew, the airport is its own little community. They have all their own toys and things, and they got out there and got the runways cleared and all the planes de-iced so that not during these people's travels were disrupted. So thank you, Jennifer. Great. All right, Tim.
Yes.
You're next.
Tim Johnson. I represent the Willow Bend neighborhood, and I'm really enjoying this roller coaster weather we're having of late.
Said no one ever.
I've got some staff who run a power plant for the city of Augusta, and they're super excited about the coming cold snap and having to run 24/7, bringing shipments of fuel oil. It's an exciting time for them.
Really? Okay, interesting. Thank you. Sam.
I'm Sam Lindeman. I represent the Bonnie Gray neighborhood. And I ran across something in the last month that I don't think it's ever been mentioned here, but our medical facilities here in Wichita, we take that for granted. They are fantastic. My wife happened to have a heart valve replaced through her veins, and we're only one of 5 places in the nation that does this. And we're just so fortunate to have that in our area.
And I'm glad she's okay.
She's doing well.
Awesome. Stephanie. Welcome.
I'm Stephanie McCurdy. I represent the Hawthorne area at 21st and 127 on the east side there. I am so glad that the Wichita Animal Control and Animal Services this week have stepped up completely. We did not have electricity yesterday in the building, and when our staff showed up at 5 a.m., when the lieutenant arrived, they were already cleaning by flashlight and feeding and watering all the animals in the building, so. Finally, by the time we got, service back mid-afternoon, they were almost done with all of their cleaning, so. It worked well, and then they were able to get out to the street and start helping the citizens of Wichita.
Thank you, and speaking of, welcome back, Big Martin Eastridge Neighborhood Association, I don't think it counts if you mentioned the airport, because you were in the
That's
yourself. So I'm gonna say, I really appreciate as someone that has been traveling the last 5 days, how quickly and how efficient and how amazing our airport staff are, because we were really nervous coming back on Monday, and they got us in and out, and we were on the road when it started snowing, and we thought we were gonna get stuck, and so I just wanna big shout out to our
Kudos, yay, thank you. And last but not least, Jim, welcome.
Thank you, Jim Groff, and a new kid on the block here, just sworn in for this year, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm representing the Equestrian Estates HOA out of Harry in 127th area. And, you know, what I like really big time around here is being a part of the aviation. Our city, and here we are, the middle of the world of aviation and everything that it involves with all the manufacturing and all the subs and all these things that make all this work, all those fine travels that we're doing and things of that nature. And I just think that's a dandy, the technology and the training for all the people that are involved in working in these places. So that's what I'm kind of grateful for.
Awesome, thank you for sharing. And Teresa, who keeps us all together.
Yes, I'm Teresa Veazey. I'm your Community Services Representative for District 2 and District 5. And what I like about Wichita is when USD 259 has snow days, because then that means my middle school daughter is home from school. So I remember how fun snow days were when I was a kid, so I get it. Having a snow day, always a good time. So
That's awesome. Thank you everyone for sharing, welcome. We'll go ahead and approve the agenda for tonight, January 10th, 2024. I move that we approve the agenda. No, I would entertain a motion to approve. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Sam's gonna approve, Faith's gonna second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion does pass. Next, we have approval of the minutes from December 11th of 2023. Hopefully you've all had a chance to thoroughly enjoy them. Just a reminder, if you weren't here last month, we ask that you abstain from approving the minutes. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Thank you, Faith. Is there a second? Okay, Tim's second. Any discussion or changes that need to be made?
Thank you for doing such a good job.
Yeah,
Over
Teresa, you're a
90
rock star.
Minutes, just read through it, so good job.
Yeah, awesome. It's like you were there. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Anyone need to abstain?
Aye.
Okay, so Sam, Stephanie, and Jim. You got it, Teresa? Fantastic, thank you. Is there anyone here this evening who is going to want to speak on an off-agenda item? Anyone who wants to speak about an agenda, an item in the community that isn't on the agenda? Okay, then we'll go ahead and proceed. We'll go to the staff reports. We got the Wichita Fire Department and Police Department report sent to us, so Teresa will insert that into the minutes. We have fire, who's excited to be here.
Absolutely.
I love it. So if you state your name, your station, or whatever you want to tell us about it,
Sure.
and your favorite thing about Wichita.
Okay, Colby Robertson, Wichita Fire Department. I've been acting battalion 3B for the last 2 years. Battalion 3 is basically the eastern third of Wichita, so. And Councilwoman Tuttle, board
Yes,
members, District 2 residents. I don't have a lot for you tonight, just some information on 2 fires that occurred in District 2 in December. First one on Christmas Day at 8501 East Douglas, building that's owned by the Wichita Independent School burned significantly. I think it would probably be torn down. Cause of that was undetermined. Loss was $100,000 to the contents and $250,000 to the structure.
Can I add something?
Absolutely. I wasn't there, so I
I was on accident. So my husband and I went to the Hyatt for brunch because we thought we were gonna be out of town and we couldn't. And so we were trying to scramble, but we went to the Hyatt. We came and we saw all the smoke and I said, oh my gosh, the Independence School is on fire.
Yeah.
So my husband went, because we love the Independence School. And then we saw what it was, the roads were blocked, so we kind of went around and watched it. I have incredible, I was texting to Chief Snow, the smoke and the heat and the noise. I mean, it was incredible. I had never seen, I did Fires 101 and I went into the building, but I had never seen a fire that close happening. I mean, it was amazing.
It's,
And it was hard to get to for y'all, because there's that only
Yeah.
that one little road with the
I
bridge.
just drive by it, there's a big access problem.
Yeah, but good on y'all, you did an
They did,
amazing job,
they did.
so,
Uh,
and thank goodness nobody was hurt.
Absolutely.
Property is always devastating, but no loss
Can be
of life,
replaced.
so, yep, absolutely.
Second fire was on December 30th. It was at 1333 North Greenwich. It was Hatchet Hyundai, I believe. That's still under investigation. I talked to some, that was my shift, but I was on vacation that day. They said fire started on the second floor in an office, either in or adjacent to a file cabinet, and they're still investigating. It wasn't significant damage. Most of the damage was from the sprinkler system that extinguished fire before we got there. $700 to the structure and $300 to the companies.
And I'm sorry to be so chatty, but I need to comment on this one too. I did the ribbon cutting for the new Genesis auto dealership that's right next to it, like 2 days later. And the Hatchets were so appreciative of what y'all did. They wanted to know who worked on the fire. I got with Chief Snow and sent them the information, because they want to bring treats or some show of appreciation. They said.
We like treats.
I know, yeah, I need to bring some more brownies. I haven't in a bit. They said that they could not believe how quickly you all responded. They
Yeah, that
were
was,
absolutely bragging about original fire.
Middle of the night, wasn't it?
Yep, yep, so.
That's it. I asked you all for mine. Water's gonna start freezing this weekend. Even though it looks frozen, that doesn't mean it's safe. Please pass the word. No one get on any body of water. That's not gonna be full or strong enough. And that's all I have for you. Like, you have questions?
Any questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service. Please be
Appreciate
safe.
it. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. See you next month.
You want this? Okay.
We'll get it to you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. Be safe. John Sidwell with, are we doing, yeah, Park and Rec. John, you wanna let us know what's going on?
Do you want me to go?
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't see you. I apologize. I thought they
Okay.
just said, I'm so sorry. Will you please go? And then John, we'll get you next. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Thank
fine.
you. I didn't even see you. I'm so sorry. Please
You're
proceed
fine.
with police.
I'm Officer Larison. I'm at Patrol North. I cover 46 beat. So, currently we are down every day with the temporary homeless shelter, 21st and Grove area. So we contact businesses every day during the day. And as of right now in the area, I will tell you that shoplifts and larceny to buildings is up, and larceny to autos is also up within the past month. And but that also kind of goes with the season. So take that for what it's worth also. We have also been dealing with a serial burglar on 46 feet. He was bonded out with GPS, and Patrol North CP was able to identify a crime within his GPS, and we were able to get him back in jail with no bond. He's on a $2 million bond right now. So I'm hoping that helps the burglary crime with construction sites and stuff on North Side. And that is kind of what we've been dealing with recently. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me, but that is kind of it for stats as far as our area.
Great. Any questions? I don't see any. Thank you, and I'm
Okay.
very sorry, I didn't see you. on
No,
there.
you're fine. You're good.
Thanks for stepping up and speaking up, okay?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for your service. Have a great evening and be safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Now we'll go to John with Park and Rec. Sorry about that, John.
No worries. It's easy to happen. So Just a few things. Winter classes started this week. So everyone's New Year's resolutions can come to tuition. And come work out at our facilities or join some of our fun workshop classes. We have a whole bunch of different classes. I still can't go through the Evolve guide myself and not find a handful of classes that I really want to take myself. Now, all of them don't fit my timing or schedule to be able to attend, but I dare anyone to go through there and say they can't find something that doesn't look like fun. And then also our homeschool learning hub is starting back up for the session. So if you know anyone that's homeschooled or a mom that needs a 4-hour break during the week, we offer on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Boston Rec Center, the homeschool learning hub. Kids get a chance to participate in 4 activities. It will be a science, art, culinary, and physical education. So they can come do that once a week. And then also for citywide, for sports, we have our NFL flag for youth starting back up. Registration's already began, started January 2nd, and will run until March 4th. It's $65 a player, but it does include their flags and their jerseys with that. And practices will start in early March on the 11th, and games will start April 6th, and the season will last for 8 weeks. And then all those games will be played on the South Lake Sports Complex. And then one final thing, we have our Snow Glow event that has been big over the years since we started. It will be Saturday, January 27th, and it will run from 6 to 9 p.m. And it's partnered with Snow Bros Snowmakers, who helps us create some of that artificial snow that we need if necessary. And it's held at the Mid-America All Indian Center. There will be a live DJ with the light show, food trucks, and fire pits. And then if for some reason Mother Nature doesn't work with us, Saturday, February 3rd would be considered our makeup day for that. And for people to attend, they would need to sign up online at the wichita.gov/park and rec. To sign up, it would be $12 for anyone that's 3 and older. And outside of that, I guess we did have a question last time about the Watson train. Since the vandalism, vandalism hasn't happened to it since, but the change that's been made is that every once in a while they have a cruiser that will come through the park in the evenings. But ever since that, they haven't had any issues on that. So that's an update on that for last time.
Thank goodness. And does anybody have any questions for John? And I love what you said about Evolve. Same here, right? I always say, if you're bored in Wichita, please come sit right next to me and I'll help you find something to do, right? There's always
right. And it's amazing because it has city arts and it has library in there as well. So it has like a plethora of different things that, like I said, you can't go through there and not find something that just is appealing.
Yeah, very true. And John, Teresa's gonna be getting with you when the renovation starts here. We're gonna have to be relocated. We didn't know if Boston might have a place for us.
We can definitely take a look at that and see if it'll work out for you.
Yeah, okay.
We can also look at the advanced learning library. They've got a great facility there.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to, this actually is in District 1, not District 2. District 2 is the only district that doesn't have a library. So District 1 wants to borrow this facility, but we could go to, there might be a fire station we can go to too, but we thought we'd check with Boston. So thank you. But
yeah, I know. I want to say before we moved back over here to the library, we were at Fire Station 20 at Pawnee and Greenwich, I think.
And we stopped doing it there. I was on the DAB then. We stopped because of all the construction. So
Yeah.
we'll find a home when we get kicked out for a bit and then we'll come back.
Okay,
Awesome.
Well, if you need a place, just get with me and we'll see if we can arrange that to happen.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Have a good evening. Thanks for
All right,
your
you too.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, library. And the very devastating news that Santa will not think this is his favorite library anymore. This is the only library for the new people that has a fireplace.
Yeah.
And during the renovations, the fireplace will be removed. It's progress, but.
Yeah, there's some collaboration rooms in there. My name is John Clary. I'm the Rockwell Branch library manager. Thing I love about Wichita is their public works department this month and their vendors who clear our parking lots of snow and ice. And not only here, but at City Hall, all of the city facilities, put down salt so everybody's safe. We really appreciate it. This is what's happening at the library this month. So the Westlake Branch remodel and expansion groundbreaking was held last Thursday, January 4th. Construction will soon begin on the library space, which will provide updates to the existing building and double its size through an expansion of the facility. Follow along on the library's website for progress and updated information and pictures. RFID tags have been inserted into all library items for easier browsing, returns, and overall materials handling. These are little small tags that send a signal. So instead of having to scan each individual barcode, now you'll just set your books in a pile and they'll be read automatically. You hit your print receipt, you're good to go. So it's going to make customers are going to be happy and our staff is going to be very happy with the efficiency. The tags are inserted on the back covers of the books and they store all of the items' barcode information. The tags are now active and they work with our self-checkout systems. So checkout is much faster, especially at the self-check stations. Simply verify that all the materials have been processed before you hit your print receipt button and you'll be good to go. If you have questions about this new service, just talk to any of our staff and we'll give you a quick tutorial on how it works and you're going to love it and the kiddos love it already. The 2024 Read ICT Challenge has kicked off with a video announcing the 12 new categories, one each month. This reading will challenge designed for adults 18 plus to participants to read 12 books from 12 categories in 12 months. And more information is available about this service at wichitalibrary.org/readict. And finally, in February, the library will explore the contributions that Black Wichitans have made to our city. Celebrating Wichita's Black History Month will take place from 12:30 to 1:30 every Thursday from February 1st through 29th at the Advanced Learning Library. The schedule of programs is available at wichitalibrary.org/events. And that's all I have for you. Any questions?
Any questions?
I just want to give a shout out to the Libby app. It's so good.
Yes, audiobooks and ebooks, 24 hours a day, fantastic.
I did get the nicest email from a constituent praising the library. And I don't know if everybody knows, but when you use your library card and you check books out, you get a receipt, if you will, and it keeps track of everything that you've checked out through the whole year. And so she took a picture of her receipt and she had saved, and she put her family on, entertainment, but also information and whatever. They had saved $2,970 some this
Yes.
year by using, in 1 year, by using the library. So I don't know if everybody realizes the receipt thing, but I think that's genius. I just love it.
Yeah, between books and DVDs, and we check out hotspots, telescopes, microscopes, binoculars now, Chromebooks. So yeah, you can save thousands of dollars a year just by using the library cards. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank you
great
for
evening.
hosting us. Thanks for all you do.
You're welcome, and we'll find space for you
Awesome.
when we remove.
Awesome. We won't be homeless for long.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go right into new business. We only have one case this evening, and we have the fantastic Christina.
Thank you. Christina Reed with Plan Staff. Today I'm presenting on exam case number zone 2023-00068. So the applicant is requesting a zone change from SF5 single family residential to NR neighborhood retail district with a protective overlay. And the applicant, or I should say the agent for the applicant, actually suggested the protective overlay, which is great. So this property is 1.8 acres in size, and it's generally located on the east side of Rock Road, within 1/2 mile north of East 45th Street North. This is going to be on Rock Road, next to the Sawmill Court development. So the subject site is currently undeveloped. If we look at the subdivision, it's currently platted as a reserve. So the purpose of this zone change request with the protective overlay is to allow a limited number of low intensity commercial and residential uses, and also to implement architectural controls on site. The protective overlay also restricts the maximum building height and setback requirements to that of SF5 zoning. So they're really trying to develop something that's compatible with the surrounding neighborhood. So, so the zoning code requires screening on commercial properties when it abuts residential properties. The subject site is required to screen on the northeast and south sides. I believe they're also supposed to screen on the west side because Bel Air's zoning is residential. So I think we have to screen on that side as well. And then they have to submit a landscape plan as well. So the applicant shall comply with these regulations, and a landscape plan is required to be reviewed and approved by the planning department prior to the issuance of building permits. The Unified Zoning Code also requires adherence to compatibility, setback, and height standards for commercial development where it abuts TF3 or more restrictive zoning. This is more restrictive zoning. It's next to SF5. So basically, it limits the setback to 25 feet maximum, and the height is, well, the height is gonna be restricted by the protective overlay anyways. So, just a little bit of case history on this particular site. So, the Wichita City Council actually did approve the zone change previously, from SF5 to general office, which is, I believe, a step up from neighborhood retail. But previously we required applicants to replat, or in this case, replat, or vacate the platter's text for commercial uses within 1 year of the approved zone change. So that didn't happen, so the case was considered to be null and void. The requested zone change is in partial conformance with the community investments plan. If we take a look at the 2035 Wichita Future Growth Concept Map, it actually identifies it to be appropriate for agricultural or vacant uses. However, if we just want to scroll down to the future growth map, so I can show them. Yep, right there. So the part that you see in light green there, that's supposed to be agricultural or vacant. But if we look at the development that's there, the circle there, that is new residential uses where the community investments plan says pockets of major institutional and commercial uses will likely be developed within this area as well, based upon market-driven location factors. So if we look at the locational guidelines for the community investments plan outside the established central area, it states that residential and non-residential areas generally should be separate and distinct with appropriate screening and buffering to ensure compatibility among land uses while maintaining connectivity among land uses. So the zoning itself will require screening, so that'll maintain the separation and distinction, I'm sorry. And then the subject site is bounded by reserve to the east and Rock Road to the west, and those are their own buffers. We look at the protective overlay that imposes architectural controls. So based on the information available at the time the staff report was prepared, staff recommends approval of the zone change request subject to protective overlay number 424. And the details of the protective overlay are listed in your staff report. So this recommendation is based on the golden rules, and I won't go over all of them. I'll just skip ahead to the last one here. So at the time that the staff report was prepared, staff received one comment inquiring about the proposed development that is attached to your report. Now, this did go to the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission on December 28th, and there were 2 members of the public who spoke against the development. My recollection is that they wanted it to stay a reserve. When they purchased the property, they had the idea that, or the developer told them that that was going to remain a reserve. The developer is the one who is actually doing the zone change here. We did receive one protest petition from an individual. He is not within the 200-foot radius to be counted towards supermajority for city council, but it will automatically go as a non-consent item to city council. With that, I will stand for questions.
Did MAPC approve it?
Yes, they did, 9-1.
The question that's in here from. That's on the homeless association board, was that question answered? Public comment?
Are you talking about, how do these factors?
From Chuck Robinson.
From Chuck
Yes,
Robinson.
yeah, so he's asking how do these factors affect his desire to develop that reserve? So only the homeowner, I'm just reading out loud here, only the homeowners association can replat a reserve if he owns a reserve until the lots are developed. So that is a private matter, and yeah, we can't interfere with private matters.
This is a reserve, does the applicant intend to replat it, and break this part of the reserve off?
That is my understanding, no?
No, there's no reason to replat it.
Well, you have to vacate the platter stuff.
Platter's tax, yes.
Yes, because as it's written in the subdivision, that specific parcel can only be used as a reserve, so he would have to, when he vacates the platter's tax, that would be essentially changing the description of what's in the plat.
We may have to do a lot split too.
Oh,
Well, if you're gonna turn the remainder of the reserve over to the HOA, it has to be separated from this. Whether it's lots of reason. That's what I was asking. I assume you don't wanna keep the remainder of the property. Once this rezone area is developed, it gets rather wet.
That's between the developer and the HOA.
And I received no communication from residents regarding this. We can decide.
Now, does this border on the city of Bel Air?
It
yes.
does.
Have they been contacted?
As part of the ownership list, state law requires everyone within a certain radius to be notified about the development application. So yes, if they live in Bel Air, the homeowners get notified there. Sometimes like in the county, for example, in the unincorporated part of Sector County, if it borders like Cheney or Bel Air, what have you, we actually go to the Bel Air Planning Commission and we present it, but because it's within Wichita city limits, we don't have to go to Bel Air and go to their public hearings.
What is Bel Air's zoning immediately to?
Immediately to the north, it says R4, I'm not sure
That's fine.
what that translates to.
It's very wet. I live in that area.
Any other questions for Christina? Seeing none, anyone in the community or here present this evening want to speak on the issue? Seeing none, we'll bring the discussion back to the district advisory board. We'll entertain a motion if anyone's ready.
I vote to approve, I don't see any reason.
Okay, Faith moves to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Tim second. Anyone's discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you online. Anyone opposed? Okay, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Christina, for being here. Thank you, Brett, for being here. I just had two quick things to bring to your attention. For those of you who've been here for a bit, do you remember, and this, it made me also jog my memory when we talked about being adjacent to this and they get notified of Bel Air. A few years ago, Round One was going into the mall and they wanted to have a karaoke room and it was a nightclub in the city issue and Eastboro went crazy and it was a big thing. That really wasn't a big thing, but the wrong terminology. And so after 2 years of working with planning, I got the name changed, so it's no longer nightclub in the city. Yes.
What's the new name?
And for the life of me now, I can't remember.
Entertainment establishment.
Nightclub.
Yes, entertainment establishment, because when you get a letter that says you're gonna have a nightclub in the city right next to your home, but really, it's a karaoke, that one case, it was a karaoke room
Yeah,
inside of a bowling alley, inside of a mall, I mean, it was like
it
so
didn't
big.
sound very good.
Yeah, so yay, that was one good thing. And then this is something we don't have to ponder tonight, but if you want to, or we can think about it for next month. Teresa and I chatted about this, other district, I'm old and tired. And other district advisory boards start at 6. And so I asked, and per the city ordinance, we can't start before 6. But we could move this meeting to 6. Or if you like it at 6:30 and it accommodates your work and family and friend life better, that's fine too, but just wanted to bring that to your attention. So, about at the start of the new year, we can do it either way, but.
Do you need a motion for that?
We haven't had any problems with 6:30, have we?
No, other than, when we have 5 or 6 zoning cases sometimes,
Yeah.
and we get out of here at 11:30.
Well, I think a lot of people working sometimes that extra 30 minutes sometimes would, no, I don't, I could
So,
move forward.
How about this? Think about it a little bit, ponder it, and Teresa, can we make sure it gets on the agenda for next month, and then we'll formally vote as a DAB? So, talk to your family, do whatever. I didn't expect to make a decision tonight, because y'all need some time to think about it, but when we have our next meeting, which will be back to Monday, February 12th, we will start at 6:30, but we'll put that on the agenda for us to discuss. Any other announcements for the good of the group? Other than please be careful. It's supposed to be dangerously cold this weekend. And I worry about our most vulnerable in our community. So check on your neighbors, make sure your pets are inside, your
Please.
neighbors' pets are inside. Our emergency homelessness shelter is ready and waiting for up to 200 folks, 250 folks to come. So anything you can do to stay safe. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make that.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say bye. See you next month.